So now we're going to look at creating PDF files. This is actually my preference. I can tend to organize the document exactly as I want with all of the other ODS properties and end up with pretty much exactly what I want in my final document without needing to edit it further. So here we're doing ODS PDF. You will see the difference when we do style equals banker. And I like the option no TOC, which stands for no table of contents. If you don't put that, you'll see that you get a table of contents in your PDF file as the default view, which I personally don't like, but if you do like it, then you're welcome to use it. Then we'll run our proc GLM. Then if I don't use this ODS PDF start page equals now, I'll comment it out the first time. I'm pretty sure it tries to put this ODS graphics layout in the same page as some of the GLM output. Maybe it does something weird with this. So we'll see if that works. And then we do our ODS graphic and layout and ODS PDF close. And with no file reference, it should open the PDF file automatically. If it doesn't, if you get an error, then you will need to specify the file location. So you can see really quickly the difference in the style with banker, with yellow background and green background in the tables. And you can see that it does try to put this layout here with this fit plot. So when I go back and run this with the ODS PDF start page equals now, it will force a page break right there. Normally, SAS won't do much with this unless you've used the option start page equals never in the original ODS PDF or RTF statement. But here, because of this layout, it does some strange things. So here I had to be able to use the ODS PDF start page equals now to get that to lay out the way that I wanted. So we'll submit that and see that it's a little bit better. So here now we have the full layout on the right. And I'm going to save this file. It won't save these default view. They're just going to be stored in some sort of temporary location. And if you don't save them from the opening, then you won't get it. So be sure to save them if you do it the lazy way of not specifying a file path. So I'll save that as odsbasics.pdf. And then we'll go back in and again do a second ODS PDF that's a little more complicated. So here we're going to do ODS PDF file equals, specify the file location. Here I'm going to be ODS Basics 2, style equals printer, no table of contents. Again, define an escape character. So this escape character will define what character tells it that the things after it are commands. And here we're going to add 4 new lines. And then we're going to add a new command, style. So hat S, escape character S, style equals, and the syntax is brackets. And here we're changing the font to Times Roman, 12-point bold, foreground blue, background orange, justification equals center, and then we're putting the text, adding text and space to a PDF file. And because there's actually a space here, we will get a space in our document. So if you don't want that space, you actually need to put that right up against the bracket. But I'll illustrate that that happens by having a little space there. One point to note is that I have to have 2 different types of quotes used here. So I have double quotes on the outside, but here for Times Roman, it needs to also be in quotes in the style. So it has to be the other kind of quotes, in this case single quotes. You can have it reversed, single quotes on the outside and then double quotes on the inside. But if you keep it all the same, or if you mix and match wrongly, this can mess up that command quite easily. So we're adding that PDF text, we're running the GLM, we're going to do a new page, we're going to layout, and then close the PDF file. And again, since you've done a file reference, it will save the file even if you get an error in opening it automatically. So you can see here my ugly text with orange background and blue text. And here maybe I actually wanted the space, because if I didn't, it would sort of start abruptly. And here's the overall PDF file, very similar to what we've been seeing. If we did ODS start page equals never, this would end up on this first page. So that's actually kind of a nice option, and I use it fairly regularly. You can break things apart in a way that you like, but you can't always break up things that come in a packet together without running it a few times and selecting exactly what you want where. So that gets a little bit painful. So I tend not to go overboard in my making pretty documents with ODS, PDF, or RTF, but just try to get it to be a little bit better than maybe, say, the default. And again, it did save that file for me here, ODS basics to.pdf. This, we did a pretty simple style. Style equals printer. I don't tend to choose crazy styles for fun. I like it to look fairly simple. So that's everything about creating output into PDF or RTF files. HTML, you can do ODS HTML output also, but it generates ODS HTML output by default. And again, you can save ODS HTML output by going to the output window and go to Save As. And you can do a few different types: web page complete, web archive, web HTML only. If I do web page complete, we'll put that in the ODS folder here. I'll call it ODS basics.html. You can actually see that it creates a whole folder which actually has all of the plots in it. So that can be useful to know. A good quick way to get all your plots downloaded is to save the HTML file, and then here's that HTML file. Looks just like the output that we've been generating. It actually contains everything that we've been generating in the ODS. Because the text is saying ODS PDF text, it's not saying ODS HTML text. So it's not actually putting the text part in this ODS HTML output that we're getting in our results viewer. You'd have to do 2 commands if you wanted to do that. Repeat the same thing with ODS HTML.